The Europa. It's the quarterfinal time, people. We got great matchups. Manchester United going up against Europa League Heritage. Juventus going up against Sporting. And the two other matches, we got a Conference League final rematch. This is what we asked for in the Europa League. Let me know your predictions in the comments down below. Let's get into the video. The first matchup, it is Manchester United taking on Sevilla. On paper, when you look at the two teams this season, Manchester United are by far the stronger team. Sevilla have been so inconsistent, and you don't know which team is going to show up. They can be great at home, get a good victory, but away from home, they're weak. They're mentally weak, and they will concede for fun. We have seen that in Europa League. But Sevilla sacked Jorge Sampaoli, and now the manager is Jose Mendilibar. So how is Jose going to fare against Erik ten Hag? I mean, when you look at the two managers, it's a mismatch. I mean, Jose did well at Eibar, but Erik ten Hag is levels above them. The only thing that could be a detriment to Manchester United in this tie will be their health and their fitness, because they played a lot of games this season. The legs are starting to feel it. But when you got guys like Rashford, Casemiro, who will actually be able to play because he's suspended for the Premier League, I think just Manchester United, they're too strong. Although Sevilla have heritage. And that's one thing they got going for them. They are the Europa League kings. And when you're going up against Europa League kings, you got to bring your A game. The second leg being in Seville could be a difference maker, but we saw with Manchester United, they destroyed Real Betis at home and then it was comfortable in Seville, so it could be a similar situation. I'm going to slightly go with Manchester United to advance to the semi-finals. The second tie, it is Juventus taking on Sporting. We call him a dinosaur, we can say all we want. We got to give credit to Allegri, because he's actually doing very well in 2023. They've only picked up 3 losses this year, Juventus, and with all the injuries and the allegations and everything going on with this club, they're performing well. The thing I like with Juventus is Di Maria, because when it's the big games, he steps up. Every single time, Di Maria steps up and becomes number clutch. They need to get Vlahovic going. Vlahovic has had a frustrating 2023 where he went a lot of games without scoring a goal, because we know he's a quality striker. He just needs to service and he just needs to get that goal scoring form. And I look at them in the midfield, you know, Allegri's trying to mix it up with the young and the old, so I quite like what Allegri's trying to do. Sporting, Ruben Amorim. You guys know how much I love this manager. I think he's a quality manager. And the mere fact Sporting went away to the Emirates and beat Arsenal. Yes, it was on penalties, but they beat them. Arsenal are the Premier League leaders, and Sporting went away and did that, and Pedro Gonçalves did that. You gotta give them massive credit. Now, with their midfield of Ugarte and Morita, they can win this game thanks to those guys. Then you obviously got the likes of Marcus Edwards, Pedro Gonçalves. They got quality players, Sporting. They got to be defensively strong, which they have shown this season that they can be. But one thing that's always been a huge problem for Sporting, even in Liga Portugal, is scoring goals. They just need to find that goal scorer in this team to win the tie, especially with the second leg being in Lisbon. You got to fancy Sporting a little bit because you don't know what Juventus is going to show up, even though Juventus have been in good form. This is everything for Juventus. I know they're picking up form and they're slowly creeping up to the top 4 of Serie A. By the way, if they get top 4 in Serie A, I don't know what to say anymore. If they can creep up there, make a good run in the Europa League, Allegri is going to stay for a while then because of the job he's doing. But Sporting, they're still 4th in Liga Portugal. They have to win this competition as well if they want quality European football, aka the Champions League. So this tie is huge significance for both teams. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Juventus advancing to the semi-finals. The third tie, it is Bayer Leverkusen taking on Royal Union Saint-Gilloise. Well, I knew it was going to be tough for Bayer Leverkusen against Ferencváros, but they dealt with the hostile crowd very well and advanced to the quarterfinals. And Xabi Alonso is slowly picking up form with this side. We know the quality this team possesses. It's just about limiting the defensive mistakes, Radecki being a good goalkeeper, and the quality up front will shine. And we see that with Wirtz, Hoslik, Patrick Schick, Diaby. Bayer Leverkusen have so many good attacking players. It's just always been a question mark when it comes defensively. Limit the mistakes and they're fine. And I think now with the form they're picking up, Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, they ain't no joke though. We saw that in the round of 16. They destroyed Union Berlin in that second leg. 3-0, comfortable. I told you guys about Boniface. Boniface scored 2 goals in the first leg. Then Adingra, who's on loan from, well, you guessed it, Brighton. This could be a tennis match. They're just going to go take turns. You go and attack, then you go and attack. I think this is going to be a very open game, but also Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, they can be a bit more defensive. And I think they're better defensively than Bayer Leverkusen, which is crazy enough to say. It's just because Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, they went up against Union Berlin, and they are the set-piece kings. And I think that was their detriment. This is a very tough one to call because, you know, Royal Union are no joke. And this is, the Belgian league is showing up this season in Europe. We got to say that. The Belgian league is showing up because we're going to talk about them in the Conference League as well. I just think with Bayer Leverkusen, they understand, look, we got to get some European football. We got to make a deep run in the Europa League. Xabi Alonso's got to show his quality. He started to do that slowly. So I'm going to go with Bayer Leverkusen to advance to the semi-finals. And the final tie, a Conference League final rematch. Feyenoord going up against AS Roma. This is going to be very intense. Off the field and most certainly on the field. You got Jose Mourinho going up against Arne Slot. And we know how much I rate Arne Slot and Feyenoord. Jose just knows how to win European games. He doesn't have to be pretty, just like it was at Real Sociedad away, where they had 25% ball possession and barely had any attacks. And Arne Slot is just attack, put crosses in, high pressing, win the ball back quickly. So this is a clash of two styles. We know what Jose is going to do in Rotterdam. He's going to set up in a low defensive block, get the draw, or get a 1-0 victory. And Feyenoord, they're just going to keep on attacking and attacking. Jose, you can't really do that against this Feyenoord team. Because this Feyenoord team are damn good. Like, damn good. Santi Jimenez, Kochko, Ziminski. There is so much quality on this Feyenoord team. And I don't think they get a lot of credit. Even Jahan Bash. And we know Jahan Bash, frustrating at times in front of goal, but can put in a delightful cross to Santi Jimenez. And Santi Jimenez can be a difference maker in this tie. Jose understands how to set up his team. When you got a guy like Dybala, with Belotti, with Tammy Abraham, whoever starts for Jose Mourinho, it's just about, if you're going to lose in Rotterdam, if you're AS Roma, it cannot be by 2 goals, 3 goals. Even though Feyenoord do concede a lot of goals, I just don't think AS Roma have that sort of firepower to get back into the game in the second leg. I'm telling you, that game, when it's back in Rome, is going to be insane. It might be the best game in Europa League this season. Because we understand what Jose is going to do, and we understand that Feyenoord, they're not just going to sit back and defend and be like, yeah, we'll have just 30% ball possession. No. I don't know actually who's going to win this. To me, this is 50-50. Because Feyenoord could obliterate them at home, but then AS Roma could keep it tight, and then the second leg, it's all to play for. So, do I go with Arne Slot and the beautiful football, or do I go with just that European edge that Jose has? And I know Arne Slot is going to want some revenge on Jose. I'm going to slightly go with Feyenoord. I just think Feyenoord, they're on a great season. They obviously just got knocked out in the Dutch Cup by Ajax. So now they only got to focus on the Eredivisie and the Europa League. And I think Feyenoord will advance to the semi-finals. There we have it, people. The Europa League quarterfinal predictions video. Look, these ties are going to be insane. And as we always do, we're going to be having live match reactions to the game. So join me for that on the Thursday nights. We all love Thursday night football, and especially when it's the Europa League and Conference League. And stay tuned, people. The Conference League quarterfinal prediction video is coming out soon. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. And until next time, adios.